This is Mark Farrar with Not Square Design, Butte, Montana, and this is out to Chief. Got some things that are just kind of quirky with this model. If you look around this turret in the framing, I'm starting to figure out why I'm seeing what I'm seeing, kind of, but not understanding how exactly to fix it. So if I pull this truss out, it's going to go flat across through here, which is incorrect. I just want the top cord to come down and support the roof out to this fascia. And then when we go to the interior with the trusses turned on in my full perspective, not the frame perspective, my drywall estimates are going to be way off because you can see here's my gable wall end drywall. On my attic walls, I've got drywall all the way around. I was kind of exploring that intersection up there and trying to figure out why I was getting what I was getting. So out here, let's go to the other side, down to this turret. So here, there's a couple of things that are just the roof not doing what it's supposed to. So don't know how to get this to correct. Don't even understand what it is. Don't know what's popping through there. I haven't looked at the framing real hard to see why that one is. But this is the side I'm working on because there's things that I've tried in the floor plan to straighten out how the wall works, and it's all aligned properly. But this wall, if you come under here, this should come back to here and then turn and go straight back. And you can see the wall that it's back behind there. That's the wall that should come out and then turn and go along here. And it almost looks to me like there's a void at the top, but I don't think that's what I'm seeing. Because if I get up top or real close, you can see it's flat. It's not what it looks like from down here. So although it looks like siding material, I think it's a hole in the eave because of the program getting confused, which is much like a problem that I have over here. Oh, look at that, it mended itself. Let me see if it's still going on underneath this portion on this side. So, no, not so bad. I can live with this. Yeah, I'll work on the framing over here, but as far as this guy goes, I just want it to return so it's not in the way of the window. And so I got this to return, and I fudged it in the framing view, fudged it. And so this view here, I just put this in, but if you look at it in reality, it's twisted. See how it's twisted? And I tried to draw a rafter in there, and it just ended up way down there. And then it was at the pitch of this roof, which is 312 versus this, which is 812. So that's not an easy correction. And so to get that to draw as it should, I'm not sure what to do. And then in here, this truss should naturally kind of come through. And if we look at it in plan view, then this is that truss that was terminating early. This truss right here is this guy right here. And so how to get this to resolve so that this top cord will come down and come on out so that it can support the roof that's under this eave, because this is the invisible wall or the high attic wall for this interior room, which is higher. And so the drainage should come down here and then kick off the roof. And I can't get this to work out as it should, really anywhere in here. And so um, just want you to take a look at it and see if there's simple solutions, if I've got something framed incorrectly. Another problem that I wonder what to do about, but I think what I have to do is just take my lookouts to be here. This will be structural fascias or structural subfascia, a lookout, and then a lookout here, because this is a drop truss for the end truss, the gable end truss, so that makes sense. What you're seeing here, the difference in what I've got going on and what most people do is I've got the layer turned off right now that has my exterior framing that holds on the insulation, and so there is a gap between here and here, and that should be there. It's not everywhere. Well, I shouldn't say that. So it is where the lower roofs hit the wall. But what I have is there is a special bracket that holds a ledger that I modeled and put them in here. And these guys, I do have them with the, let me go over here so you can kind of see how they work. So this one has got the ledger sitting on it all the way across through here. And then my trusses can hang off of that. And then it allows for the insulation to be continuous, and they sell these with interior insulation that fits inside there. So it really helps with the thermal breaks and not just having all your wood come all the way through and create thermal breaks throughout on these high efficiency homes. So really would love to know how to rectify this framing. That's the big deal. Is what's going on. I can't get the walls to work, I can't get the roof to work, and I certainly don't know why on the inside of my structure that I have in the attic. I've got drywall everywhere. And even here, I've got siding up inside. So this is that wall that's getting confused, and you can see all kinds of stuff going on in here. And it's me trying to manually mess with the framing. I've done a lot of framing work on this, so I certainly don't want to kick on automatic framing to fix this guy. Now, from this direction on, I haven't gotten to those yet, but a lot of these I've already got them working. Now, the exception of this. So, could use a little help as to, so now here's where that is, just so you can understand it. It's got drywall, and then in there is the stud bay, then insulation, another insulation, and then, so it's 2 layers of 1.5 inches to give me 3 total, so the seams overlap, and then 1 inch of siding, and then the trim. So yeah, there's another one of these little guys. These have been showing up. Where these anomalies happen, I get a little indicator through my eave. And there's that guy right there, which this wall below then gets intersected by a roof, but only partially. It should come over and hit this wall, but I do have to make it return before it hits the window. So the thought of making some walls invisible, which is what you had me do earlier on a wall that was near the entry. When I made this wall right here invisible to get another issue to resolve, I ended up with, and there it is. So you can see that guy right there. So if I go into my plan view, let me drop down on the other side here. I'm in my other screen. I'm going to drop down a level, And this is the instructions you guys have given me on, hey, make this wall right there invisible. So if I open it and then I uncheck this invisible, and then when I hit OK, you can watch what happens. I'm going to hit OK, and I get a fix. It even fixed my trim that was down there. And what was going on outside prior had completely gone away. So now I don't have drywall through my window anymore, but I do get that strange anomaly up here. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems to be where walls are intersected and should be stopping because of a roof. And then I've got these little quirks. I'm not super worried about those, but boy, it'd be nice if they were defining themselves properly so that I could get good renders out of this. And I think it's the vicinity issue here, because in order to keep my roof, which is a 312, it's a metal tile slate looking roof, but we're in snow country, so I can't get too close to those windows, and we want the head clearance at the porch here. So in order to make both those things happen, I'm end up with a very shallow overhang. And now that I've gotten this pretty much drawn and I have all this space in here, I could probably bring my overhang out some more. So if I bring that overhang out, then this overhang comes out, which makes my client anxious because he wants this, of course, to tie in. Well, when I bring this out, then I get extra deep over here. Well, it looks like I got some framing issue here now. It's flashing through, so I'll take a look at that. But regardless, that is why I'm kind of limited. This roof and where it hits here, he wants it to match where it hits here. And I've explained to him that if I bring all these out more, then they're not going to match. So these shallow roofs are an issue. This is probably me manually framing something and I got it too close. And so I'll go through and fix that. Looks like that may be a similar issue on that. We'll see what's going on when I get into that framing. But yeah, the fix to make that wall invisible was a no-go because it just messed up the inside. So to figure out what the heck is going on up here and how to make it better without rebuilding, because I got a lot of manual framing going on in here. So, and then real quick, I just want to show you on the other screen that wall that I said no longer to be invisible has got a ghosting in it, but I'll play with that a little bit and just see if, yeah, this could be all needed. Let's see what it does. So that worked out there, and did it disturb it? It didn't hurt it. Okay. So I didn't get the stuff. It was through the window that bugged me because this was a big board through the window. Then it was just drywall. Now at least I can't see it. I don't know why. So hopefully you can tell me why I've got drywall in my attic and back on this screen. Whoa. Sorry. I moved without clicking on the screen first. And with this 3D mouse, it gets so crazy. So when I repaired that one wall, it didn't create the anomaly here, but I do have this guy, that anomaly, but I don't have the wood going through the window, so that's good. And then this, I'll take a look at. But what I was saying is, what's going on here? How can I resolve it? At least in a cleaner fashion. Perfect. It'd be great if it was perfect, but I know this is still a program in progress, but it's coming along pretty good. Although we're kind of leery of using solids because you can't select them very easily, and when you change their height, sometimes they lose their nodes. So, gotta work into that problem too. Well, thanks. This is Mark Farrar with Not Square Design.